Hey guys, Frightener22 here, back with another movie review, and this time I'm going to be reviewing the first full-fledged movie on DVD. So, I know over the weekend I had reviewed 3 theatrical releases, but now, like I said, I'm going to be cutting into more of my DVD and Blu-ray collection to give you guys a little bit more of like a focused and detailed review of the movies, because I know in the DVD updates you guys only kind of get, little anecdotes here and there of the movie, so I figured this would be a great outlet for me to kind of talk a little bit more at length about films in particular and just what I'm watching lately. So the first one I'm going to be reviewing for you guys as part of the DVD reviews is a recent buy that you guys just saw, I believe, in my last DVD update, and it's a double feature, but I'm only going to be reviewing the first movie off of it, and it's from that new indie cult exploitation label, Vinegar Syndrome, who have been doing really great work. They put out the Blu-ray DVD combo of Massage Parlor Murders, and they just had a ton of cool stuff coming out, but a few of releases that they've been doing have been these drive-in double feature collections, which are really fun. So I finally picked up my first one, and the film that I'm going to be reviewing today as a part of that is 1961's Anatomy of a Psycho. Like I said, this is from 1961, so you're talking, post-Psycho, post-Rebel Without a Cause, and in a sense I feel like all those films that came before it kind of have a little bit to do with the formation of Anatomy of a Psycho. In this film, it focuses on a brother of a convicted murderer who's about to be put to the electric chair, and the brother just has a really bad taste in his mouth about it. He doesn't feel like his brother is guilty of the murder and crimes that he's committed, so in the wake of his brother's execution, he decides to extract revenge against all the people that were responsible for putting him into the electric chair. Pretty simple premise. This is a really early, cheaply made exploitation film. You have to kind of get that out of there. It's shot in black and white, and, you immediately see right from the get-go just how cheaply made it is. I mean, it's not the most professional of productions. I noticed a bunch of times that I kept seeing the boom mic, in the shadows of the shots. When there'd be like a rumble in an alley amongst a few characters, you could kind of see just how cheaply made the sets were, because they were supposed to be kind of knocking back and forth into a brick wall, but you can just see it's clearly like a stage wall that keeps wobbling, because brick clearly isn't going to wobble like that. So, the funny little, issues that happen along the film aside, it's actually a pretty enjoyable, early exploitation film. Like I said, it's not the most professional of filmmaking jobs, and the actors definitely seem to be a little bit amateurish, but I think that just adds to the charm of this film, because they're so damn earnest in their performances that you're just like, you can't, ridicule it for being bad or something, because they're trying so hard, and, by no means are these actors, just god-awful. They're not, but compared to, actual films, and of course other films that were being made at the time, big budgets or what have you, you can just kind of see where this is not exactly A-list talent, but maybe somewhere in between, B and C-list talent, but they're still competent and capable of handling what they're given in this film. Again, just to kind of reference the fact that this is 1961, it's post-Psycho, post-Rebel Without a Cause, it definitely kind of dives into that, being this kind of loner, Rebel Without a Cause, kind of playing up this whole juvenile angle to it, which I liked, because the brother of the recently executed is, in a gang of, guys, and they hang out at this rundown shack that they more or less all call their home. So there's cool things like that in it, and as far as, standout people that are in it, the really, really beautiful and gorgeous Pam Lincoln is in this, and before this film, a few years prior, she appeared in William Castle's The Tingler with Vincent Price, which is pretty cool. She didn't really have too many acting jobs after that, but she did appear in, I believe, Tootsie in '82, I think it was, maybe playing, some random thing, like a secretary or something. Like I said, she didn't have that many, roles, during the time that she was in The Tingler to this, and even, obviously, after this film, but she's definitely one of the more standout people that I think that you would notice from other genre fare. But, overall, Anatomy of a Psycho, Not perfect, not the most professional production, but it's an early exploitation film with some really earnest and charming performances from the cast, so for that alone, I think it's pretty good. The presentation on this from Vinegar Syndrome is really well done. They scanned these 2K from 35mm elements, so for what it's worth, these films actually, this film in particular, rather, looks pretty damn good. I mean, there are some scratches in times and some hiccups in the print, but nothing really major at all, but the few scratches and hiccups that you do see, it kind of just adds to the drive-in, grindhouse charm of a film like this, so it's absolutely welcome. Like I said, this is a double feature drive-in collection from Vinegar Syndrome, and the other film on this, which I haven't cut into yet, is called The Lonely Sex, and it's from 1959, and it's about an odd blending of a psychodrama, thriller, and light sexploitation. A lonely outcast kidnaps a young woman and holds her hostage in a rural shack while a peeping Tom goes about his daily routine. It clocks in at under an hour long, and that description alone has my interest pretty peaked on it, so I'm excited to cut into The Lonely Sex, especially after coming off of Anatomy of a Psycho. So I believe this is like $12.99 on Amazon. I think it's a great deal, especially since Anatomy of a Psycho was the one that kind of tipped me over the edge to kind of bite the bullet and do a blind buy on this collection. So for $13, I mean, for Anatomy of a Psycho alone, I think it's actually kind of worth it. It's a fun, early exploitation film from '61, black and white, so if you're into that sort of thing, and especially that time period of filmmaking, you might get a kick out of an early, exploitation film of this style, so take it for what it's worth. Well, guys, that's all I got for you this time. Thanks for tuning in for another one of my movie reviews, and be sure to stay tuned for many, many more coming in the future. This has been Frightener22.